Hello, everyone. What's up? How are you, Adam, Katrina? Um, there's a whole bunch, Maxine. There's a whole bunch of people in chat. We're here
Yeah.
with our friend Nick Longo. Nick, do you want to say
What's
hello
up,
to our friend?
guys? I see a ton of people in there. I see some students. This is great, man.
Yes,
Happy to be here. We
Allison.
finally got this going.
We did it, Victoria. So if you're just tuning in and this is your first time, it's a little out of the ordinary for our Adobe Live programming, but we're trying something new because we want to help you level up your portfolio. So this is office hours. Nick, do you want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is kind of our idea of since most of you, if you're a design student, you're probably kind of working from home, all of your stuff for school, not getting the chance to be around instructors, faculty, other students, to be working on your portfolio. So we wanted to give you guys office hours. Love that idea. Just to give you this added space to come and either show your work or participate and see what we do when we go through and give some portfolio reviews. The best thing about this is like everything we talk about is going to be applicable to anyone that's building a resume at this point.
Yep, and as
Yeah.
we go through and give feedback, we definitely don't want you to focus on, oh, that's for that person. We're going to try to talk at broad concepts about what we think makes a good portfolio and even help you a bit with your presentations. If you have good work, sometimes
Yeah.
that good work can't shine through because you're not displaying it in a way that is zippy. It's got
Yeah.
that zazz, as I like to say.
It's got to have that for
Yep. Wow. There's
sure.
so many people. Kirill, Ash,
This is
Kat,
great.
Eris, Joey. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. This is awesome. Um, all right, Nick, do you want to talk a little bit about who you are, and then I'll talk a little bit
Yeah.
about who I am, so people can get acquainted.
Let's do it. So, again, my name is Nick Longo. I'm based in Los Angeles. I'm a designer for my own company called Longo Designs. And I'm also a graphic design instructor at Cal State Northridge. I see a lot of us there. I see you, Deja. I see you, Kat. I see you, Blanca. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is my third appearance. I've done 2 Adobe Lives in the past. They're great opportunities to, one, just kind of meet and greet and kind of share everything we do as designers. What a great forum to have it on. I also have 2 podcasts. One's called the Deeply Graphic Design Cast, and one called the Creative Course, which is very much more educational and fun, all about sharing what we've learned. That's
Cool.
me.
Yeah. My name's
And before
Andrew.
you
Oh
go,
yes,
though,
go. No,
we
you
should
go.
say happy birthday to Mr. Andrew.
Thank you. It is my birthday, y'all.
Give
So
him give him some love and chat there, man. Happy
oh, thank
birthday.
you.
Look at that.
His company name is Longo Designs.
Yes.
Yes, it's my birthday. I'm excited. Hello, my name is Andrew Hochradel. I am 31 today. You can
Ooh.
just call me Hoch. It's Hoch, super easy, very German. And I run Hoch.co. It's a creative entity. We do a little bit of everything, and by we, I mean it's me. I founded CancelCon, which another CancelCon is coming up. Announcements coming maybe this weekend. We'll see what happens. I
Oh,
know.
damn.
But
What a
yeah,
tease, man.
I know it is. I can't say the date yet, but it's coming sooner than we would have thought. So it's a secret. But yeah, I was an instructor for 8 years. I taught history of graphic design and history of photography. So a lot of my feedback may be referencing things that are in the past that you could adapt and reinvent through that. I want to go through some resources that we have for you as
Absolutely.
students. So right now, Adobe has a whole bunch of ways for you to experience and learn remotely. Nick, do you want to talk about maybe what students have from if they are at a school, what they can get now? And I'm going to drop some links in chat for them to get some more information.
Yeah. Should I start with Behance as just the overall?
Yeah.
Behance is the perfect way to drop all of your projects into buckets, and you have these great areas to put all of your work, even building case studies. And that's the coolest thing I think about what people are, how they're using Behance lately, is building them as if they are right from your website. And then the beautiful thing is, what a lot of people don't know is you can take that Behance page and turn it right into your portfolio, which is obviously included with your subscription. And you build something, you pick a template. Andrew's going to show you a brief kind of like look at his and show you that one step that brings it over. And especially if it's portfolio review season coming up in the next few weeks, that's a perfect spot to show off your work.
Yep. And
Yeah.
yes, reminder to everyone to mute our Slacks. I think I had one come through. Nick, if you want to turn off whatever notifications, every single time I stream it happens. And then
Nice.
everyone, like all of the people, I think there's 400 of you, are like changing a tab to be like, what's happening? And you're like, oh no, it's just us. Yeah. Let me go ahead and flip over to my Behance, and I want to feature something that is super, super great about Behance. Let me click this button and see if it works. Yeah, it worked. Good job.
Good.
Just good job to myself. So on Behance, you see that I've posted some case studies. It's a really great, easy platform to post case studies. This is actually a project that I did on Adobe Live called the Credit Awards. It was an award show for all the people that didn't get to go to the Oscars. You can see that there's a great way to put in text, to have a little bit of exploration, to show slides and put in your work. It even supports GIFs. I have a lot of GIF work that I like to do in my case studies. And so you can publish this all here. And the greatest thing about this is that you can come over here and go to edit Adobe Portfolio. And Adobe Portfolio, I think, is something that people don't know about or don't utilize enough. And if you click on this, it'll take you through some steps and you can pick a template. So I'm going to go ahead and edit my portfolio site. And this template is okay for me, but I like things to be dark. I just want everything to be black. And so I'm actually going to take it over here to Ludwig, and I just hit continue editing, and it's going to take all those projects that I have on my Behance and put it on to another page. So I'm going to update that live site, and boom, just like that, I have there we go. Let's view my site. Just like that, I have a custom URL, andrewhochradel.myportfolio.com. It's basically built this website for me that I can send to clients. It has all my case studies through here. Like we just saw, my credit awards is right here. It's formatted, the types update, everything falls into that template. And it's literally like one of the best tools that I've seen for doing a quick website and a quick portfolio to send to potential clients.
Yeah, don't forget, guys, I think someone even asked, you do your work, put everything in Behance first. Behance populates your portfolio page. So it pulls from there as you put all those little projects in buckets, and then you can take it and make it look really sharp and clean on portfolio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sorry, chat, I put a window over Nick. Sorry, Nick.
That's okay.
There was a window floating over you for just a hot second there, and then I fixed it back up. All right, so let's see, it's 1:08. We got a couple minutes. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. Oh, I am forgetting something.
Yeah, you're forgetting your big one.
I'm forgetting the big one.
Creative challenges, man.
Yes, which are creative challenges. So if you want to get involved, you can go, let me go ahead and show you the link. It's behance.net/challenge/whatever program you want. So throwing back in here, and I do these challenges right now, Julia is doing the Adobe Live Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges. And so you can go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator, and there are challenges every single day for you to level up your skills and to try new things. There also are ones for XD, for Photoshop, and you can check those out. And there also is Adobe Live happening every day. I did the last 2 days with my friend Emily Poulin, but every day you can check that out and get a lot of inspiration to hopefully refine your craft. Is it possible to hide projects from Behance on our Adobe portfolio? Yes, it is. You can curate that and figure out exactly what you want. And yes, if you want a link to this, Tim, can you drop a link into the chat for the challenges? That would be great, and people can get engaged with those challenges. All right, excellent. One more thing of a way for you to get involved is, Nick, do you want to help me with this? We're going to send a link right above us, and let's do it. All right, 3, 2, 1. You can go here, everyone, bit.ly/2xlrufw. I believe it's a link below us in the info. If you just look down there, click on that info tab. I think it's literally, yes, it is. It's right. It's under me.
We're like little marionettes.
Yes.
I love it.
It is right under me. Click on that info tab, and there is a link in there, and that's going to take you to our student Slack. That's a place for you to grow community as students, get your portfolios reviewed, share with other people, get feedback, get connected. This is a time when we're apart, but we can still be together. So join that Slack channel. It's going to be a great resource for you to stay connected. Cal State Northridge in the house.
Yep.
Yeah. If there's students, go ahead and tell what school you're from. I want to see what
a great
schools
idea.
are representing. A lot of CSUN in there. I believe there are some CBU students in there. Hey, go Lancers, Lance up, as I think our thing. And I know there's probably some UCF students in there, some friends from the modern, really great schools that have really great work.
They helped us get the word out, which was fantastic. So thank you guys for doing that, for sure.
Thank you so much.
This is awesome.
All right.
Johnny Flores. All right, dude. Yeah, this is great. We got everybody. My whole class is here.
Yes. Extra credit for all of you.
Yes. Now that you've said that, I've got to do that.
Yes. All right. So with that, do we want to hop in and officially launch office hours? This is it. This is the first episode.
Who is first?
I know.
This is great.
Actually, as we go through this, sorry, chat, one more announcement. We want to know what you want this to be. Definitely. This is our first episode. This is like our pilot to like get picked up for a season. And so let us know what you want out of this, whether it's portfolio reviews, whether it's us showing you how to pitch a project, literally sitting down and being like, I'm going to pitch all of you on a project and show you how to present, how to structure projects and how to talk about them. Or maybe it's you guys just roasting our portfolio, which I think we might do next week.
We might do that, yeah.
Which would be super fun. So let us know in chat what you want out of this. And Nick, if we want to jump in, do we want to start with Alison?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
I'm ready to go.
Our first one up is Alison Kohler.
Yes.
I believe. Let's go ahead and put her up on the screen.
Allison, are you in the chat?
Oh, yeah. Allison, are you hanging out in the chat with us?
That would be great.
There's a little bit of delay, so I'll catch and see. Doc Reed is here. Hey, Doc.
Yo.
Doc's an amazing illustrator. He's incredible. He's someone great to ask for critique as well.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
Let's go through Alison's portfolio. So let me read a little bit. She enjoys creating a variety of design work. Her work spans UI, UX, branding, print, packaging, and some light illustration. However, I do have everything I do has a common base: user research filled by empathy, with fine solutions, as I have never satisfied with a job half done, and bold and colorful ideas.
Great.
This is a great way to intro,
isn't it?
Yourself. Yes, it's a good sell, real quick. And I always, for all the students out there, write good copy. Having a good portfolio a lot of times is based on how you present it. And if you have bad copy, it can make a good project seem mediocre. So
this is where you can reach out. You can reach out to a friend, reach out to a professor or someone to help you write something that might be a little bit better. What I love about what she did here is it set the expectations up a little bit. So now I'm going to be looking for those things that she has in bold, right? But also I'll make the connection that she did a successful job if that is there. And I love when, and this is something students as well, do it in your portfolio review. Tell them up front. Don't wait for them to ask you who you are and what you hope to do and what you hope to show. Tell them 100%.
Yes. Yep. Inform what the win is and play that win to your strength. So when they see it, they're like, wow, they really can do this. And you're like, yep,
oh, she's here.
I told you. Oh, she's here. Yay.
Yeah. She's like, oh no, it's me.
It's happening. All right,
it's
Nick,
happening.
Do we want to start with UI UX, branding, print,
let's do it.
Illustration? Which one?
Let's go into, does she have any, or no, this is up to you and I. Let's pick.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's go into UI.
Cool. And this is probably fun to watch basically the client who has no idea to meander through your site and figure things out. First off, I like that you have broken things out into categories. There's two ways to do that. Either you have everything on the site and it's categorized, or you break it out like you did. And because you have so many different things that you span, it's nice that you broke it out like that.
Like I have a question for you. Like if a student only has 3 or 4 really great case studies, let's call it, maybe don't break them up into the categories, because it would look great as a 4 opening on your first slide.
Yep, exactly.
But she's got what looks like maybe 6, if not more, per piece here. So I love, you're right, how she put them in the buckets is really cool.
Yep. Let's hop right into here for the XD Daily Creative Challenge, the second one.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So like we talked about, this is like the perfect shameless plug. There are daily challenges every day. This is a great way to step up your portfolio. And right away, I love that this is a project that you took on by yourself. You learned something. You decided, oh, I'm going to learn this and participate in this. And even that self-initiation right off the bat is like, oh, dang, she wants to do stuff.
And put that on there. I would say put self-initiated project. Take the credit for it for sure. This looks great. This looks really good. I love the colors.
Yeah. Let's kind of scroll through and Oh, rest in peace, Tightling Gothic. Tightling Gothic's my favorite font. It's what I'm using for all of my brand stuff, and they're expiring it on Adobe Fonts May 30th, which makes me sad. Sorry,
Oh,
that's a distraction. We need
coming to an
we
end.
need to stay focused. Oh. Okay, cool. So let's look through this and kind of look at what some of the goals were. If you want to maybe take one of the top days, so maybe you take the drive one and read through that, and
Okay.
I'm gonna take the wave one on page 3 and see what the challenges were, and then we can talk about how she accomplished those and kind of the
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah, this is great. So she's definitely wants in the drive one. She's really hoping to get that cinematic look and feel, good screen caps from the movie, focusing on the main character, which I think is done in a great way. You got him in the preview, but you've also got the hand on the steering wheel. It's a great shot there. It's one of my favorite uses of Mistral, I believe is that font from back in the day. Like using it in that hot pink just looks so good. I love that. I think
Yep.
it looks great. To me, that definitely has the feel and the vibe from the movie 100% without having too much stuff on there. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, and I think that something you did well was the focus of the composition of the type and everything is on where you're going, and I think that that momentum carries over from the movie, that it really drives you to a certain place and has that like action going.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
good.
on down here on the third day, the layout of these I think is nice. I don't know if I need a separate slide for each one. I maybe would like combo a few of them,
Okay.
or kind of pare down some of these even into separate projects and build them out bigger.
True.
I'd maybe take one or two of the ones that you're like, I'm super stoked about this, and put it in a separate case study. But the wave color theory, I love that you explained what the color theory was, and you nailed it with the green and blue being trustworthy.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Let's hop over into the branding zone.
Let's do it. Uh-oh. That's my area. I love this. This is
Yes.
great. Cool.
Let's hop into this passport event.
Let's do it. All right. Oh, very nice. Great. I'm assuming we did the illustration as well, Alison?
Yes, I believe that the illustration was all there.
That's great.
Yep. So I'll hop in. I really like this, first off. The way that it's being presented as I've looked through this before, I think oh, you sneaky, you've gone through and updated this.
We've seen that a little bit.
This is great. And this is something for me that I've given feedback on Alison. We had a portfolio review, I believe, for school, and I gave her some feedback, and it's great to see that she has flipped over and started making those changes. So if you want to submit, Raphael, hashtag Adobe Office Hours, you can tweet us a link, or you can post on Behance and tag it.
Yeah.
So what I really love about this case study is having this great graphic that shows everything together is like, oh, that's cool, and then starting to break it down.
Right, yeah.
I wouldn't jump straight into the type. I would wait and give it more buy-in. And so doing this photo that is the people in the background, and we talked about this, it was white, and I said we want to make sure that your clients can put themselves in whatever situation you're trying to sell. And so having people in your mock-ups helps a lot to be able to sell that idea. Yeah.
Little human touch. I think a few people have commented, great, they love the colors. One thing too is like, maybe I always love it when you could take advantage of the full width of your screen. I know you might be tied into a particular template or something, but some of this stuff would look so great full screen, on the website itself, and really give it that kind of like extra. I want to see the details because she's got a lot in there. I really love seeing that.
Yep, and I love the gift that you have of all these illustrations. And the thing that I think, if you can on projects, like flex on them so hard. And I love that this is like, oh yeah, I did the illustrations, and here's another one, and another one, and another one, and another one.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
But, yes, and so if you can do that on a project, like try to flex on the client as much as you can to be like, hey, I did this and I did this well, and I'm going to keep doing this as much as I can. My biggest feedback. Oh gosh, I love this GIF at the bottom. All of them
amazing.
Shifting.
Yeah, with the big grid of them.
Yep.
That's really something. That's great.
The thing that I will have feedback for that I think you should change is shooting stuff and having these mock-ups on the kind of blank background. To me, makes it feel like it feels like it's kind of floating in space. I always want everything to be in context, and especially this blue mock-up. I don't think you need it. I think that it's in here and it shows the magazine and it's cool, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't think you need it. I think everything else is so strong in here that you should
Yeah.
just kill that. You have it in an email, you have it on a poster, you have all these applications. I don't think that you need it. And if you're going to show a page of branding that has a type hierarchy and the colors, you also need more. You need to
Yeah.
show what does the logo system look like?
Yes.
What do the illustration systems look like? And so I'd even kill this as well and just show like, here's the aesthetic I created and the assets that I made for this.
Yeah, a little more on the usage, because I think you've got so many components to this thing. If you're handing it over to another team that might have to take the assets and build something else in addition to what she's done, you want to show that you're giving them some standards,
Yep.
you know? And I think that would look really, really great. Yeah, I think this looks fantastic. That little GIF at the bottom is just fantastic.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks really, really good.
And let's see. Let's find one to give some. Let's go to print and packaging, because I always think print and packaging
yes.
can get real in a middle ground. There's a lot of people that kind of throw stuff together that want to like pull off packaging, and it's really hard to make it look realistic and make it really stand out in there.
Yeah.
And yes, that's a great idea, Narek, adding hex codes to those colors, or even naming the colors. I do that with all of my clients. I'll take their core values and be like, here is strength red and teamwork blue.
Isn't that great?
And,
I love that.
It really helps to sell that and make it unique. Let's hop into this.
And then they're like, we have our own colors?
Yes. Like, you invented colors for us? And you're like, no.
You want to do the girl one, or do you want to do Thunder Canyon?
Let's do girl anthology. Let me scroll through and see. Yes, let's do this one. So I'll hop in as you look over. More Tightland Gothic, love it. So for this, I think looking at the rest of your portfolio and then switching over to this, I think your portfolio on some of the other pages feels very refined and professional and like agency kind of work. I think this starts to fall into, it feels like a student project for me.
I agree.
And it feels like it might be a student project, but what I do love about your copy is if you are a student, never let anyone know that you're doing student work. Always sell it like it's a real project, because it is a project that you did. People need to know like, oh, this was a student project that I was assigned. This is a project that you did that was a branding system for whatever. I think
I almost think she could take the I love the brand of it, the girl logo. That typography is beautiful. I wonder if she edits back a few of the stuff here and then expands the application of this into some other things that made it more of a movement, or other things that merch that went along with it, or an event that was this company put on or something, you know, just a way to kind of turn it into, I think you're right. It does scream a little bit on the student side, but not the logo. I think the logo is fantastic. I really like that typography treatment.
Yep.
You know?
So Meredith has a question. I work with high school design teachers teaching up-and-coming designers. Would you be willing to look at some not-so-polished portfolios? Yes, that's what we're here for.
That's what
we're
here.
I'm actually about to have like a super hot take on this one. But yes, hashtag Adobe Office Hours, tweet us links. You can reach out in the Slack channel and drop them in there, and we would love to look at those. And Adobe Portfolio is free with Creative Cloud. So I'm gonna hop back real quick before I give feedback on it and look at this Thunder Canyon stuff.
Yeah, those colors just boom.
Yes, these colors are great. Okay, here's my hot take.
Yeah, go for it.
You can kill the whole print and packaging section. I think
put this in brand.
I think that Girl Anthology doesn't scream packaging to me. I think that you don't need another one. Getting it down to UI UX, branding, and illustration, I think is a better sell for you. And I think this girl project, it feels too student worky for me. You can have some of the brand elements in there, but especially the layout of the book. It's good that you can do solid type. I think that every designer should be able to like do awesome creative work, but also be able to lay out a book like crazy. But I would kill this project and just get rid of the whole print and packaging section. And then feature this Thunder Canyon, maybe just featuring these illustrations in the illustration zone instead of trying to sell the type and the brand. Just show I made this awesome illustration, here it is on some cans, and it focused on the illustration. So I think you should totally kill the whole print and packaging zone and kill the Girl Anthology project.
I think what she has though is a great supplement here, that if let's say a possible job opportunity comes up that is cans and will have a lot of branding and packaging on things like this, she can always bring this back and elaborate a little bit more on it too, you know, which is great. I think that's cool. If you keep it one thing I would say is like what Andrew said earlier, is bringing in some environmental, bringing in some human contact with this, having a picture of a brewery that might look like what this place looks like, and adapting and changing it up a little bit with some of its graphics and its brand. That could be a really fun thing. Or show how this brand would look on social media.
Yep.
That would be really, really great.
Absolutely. And one more thing, and I kind of was just scrolling through the rest of the site. We're going to move on to the next portfolio in just a second.
Yeah.
But I wanted to look over the rest. In your illustration, I wanted to see how it would pair with those cans. And your illustration work is really good. I think the cans would be a good addition to those. The mural proposal project that you have, never have a project or a case study with one image. Even if it's like, oh, I just made this like awesome illustration. Even if it's the best illustration ever, you have to show it in context. I look at this and I'm like, cool, it's a cool illustration. Is this a Twitter header? Even though it says mural proposal, put it on a wall, mock it up on a big brick wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That would be such a rad mural. Again, you want to put your client or whoever you're pitching this to, you want to put them in that space and show them what it can be. A lot of times instead of what it is. It's all about that sell.
Yes. Because I think there's also, to me, there's a bit of a disconnect with the black line art and the beautiful, colorful artwork in the back. Like, it seems like two different styles, and that could have been intentional. But if you showed this on the particular proposed building, I think you're right. It might not only give this a bit more of an expanded kind of vibe with this project, but maybe we'd understand a little bit more about what the concept was and why it was done this way. Yeah. I'd love to. Then you make a t-shirt, then you make a few other things, and man, boom, you got a fantastic little case study.
Absolutely. So before we go over to the next one, I'm just going to cut back to us and Nick. Can you give us your overall thoughts of how all the things that we talked about in this portfolio can apply to the rest of the people in chat? What are the big takeaways that can apply to really all of these portfolios that we mentioned during that critique?
I think it would be the buckets, how you're putting these things in. You were talking, maybe you have too many things that are considered like areas of expertise. If you need to edit it back, it's okay to. You might find an easier way to incorporate those products in there 100%. The second thing I would say too is just having the one piece that shines as a student piece when you have 4 or 5 others that look solid, professional, and ready to work. So sometimes it might be that time of taking that project out, because that's the one that could be remembered. I'd rather you have a few less and be super, super strong, because especially today or in this climate, you might be competing with someone who has 2 or 3 years experience and is looking for that same job that you're going in for an entry level. So try as best as you can to not have the student look when it comes to things like those projects. That's what I would say.
If you have good work, kill the student work. Like evolve from it, and just, even if it's something that has good memories, or you're like, man, I was really proud of this.
I know.
I turned it in, like, I got an A on this project. Like, I don't care about your grades. Like, is it good work? And so show good work. And I think that someone had a good, or requoted what I said, is show what it can be, not what it is. And I always tell people, pitch it like you stole it. Like, pretend like it's the best thing you've ever seen. And that pitching and that showing of how great it is even can make an okay project feel really great. And maybe in upcoming weeks, we'll do a little workshop on how to pitch a project. Let us know if you want that in the chat. We're really exploring and open to feedback of what you guys want out of this.
That's a great hot tip. Every agency out there in their case studies is elaborating this way beyond what they only did for the actual client. They're taking it, they got to sell it and sell their company on there. So do the same as an individual.
Yep, absolutely. Cool. So let's hop into our next review. Next up, we're going to have Adam Chaudhary. Adam Chaudhary. I think
very well done.
Adam Chaudhary. Yeah. I have a weird last name, so I kind of just guess with it. All right, Adam, if you're in chat, thanks for hanging out. Say hello. I'm going to go ahead and kill our music just for a second as I open this. We're going to open his show reel, but it has some music that we will get striked for. So I'm going to go ahead and mute the music. If you guys think it sounds weird, it is intentional. And
we're getting some good comments on how to pitch a project. So that's definitely something we'll make a note of for sure.
Yep. All right, talk amongst yourselves in chat for just a second. We're actually killing Nick's audio as well, and I'll mute this and then be back in just a second with everyone's glorious, great audio. I'll keep RGMs going. We'll pause this, kill that audio. Is it killed? Yes. Okay, let me make sure that that's not coming through. Actually, 1 second, sorry. I should have triple, quadruple checked this. There we go, it's off. No audio for you. All right, are we there on Adam Chaudhury's ready to go? Yes, how to pitch. Yes, we pronounced it correctly. Yay. Both hand raised, pitching. People want to know how to pitch.
Yes.
And yes, pitch it like you stole it. That is the title of one of my talks.
And he's here. Good. Oh,
and he's
awesome.
here. Cool. All right.
Good.
We're going to look at your motion reel. This is the first thing on your website, first introduction, the biggest image. So it better be good. And I'm just talking about my expectation coming in as a client. If you're putting this as big as you have it on your website on the front page, it better be good. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Yeah,
and the music is different. Oh yeah, I like that you're showing motion, and I wonder how much of that we'll see in your portfolio outside of that.
Yeah, Adam, what's your hopes? What tell us about like that first dream job? What are you hoping to get?
Yeah,
and just throw that in chat, and then we'll know some expectations here. Because I think one thing would be great is to have that objective line or something at the top with your name that tells us a little bit about what you're going for and what your area of kind of expertise is.
Yep, and you have it on the show reel here a little bit, collection of recent works, which I've compiled together. Everything was fully designed by me, and I'm super excited to show this off. All the projects featured here can be viewed further in my portfolio. I think you should have something to intro yourself on that homepage, and I also think this copy is very passive. I want it to like sell me, to say like, hey everyone, I'm super excited about this work. I'm proud of the stuff that I'm doing. This is something that I did to showcase Childish Gambino, and like really sell it in there. Instead of like, yeah, I've kind of thrown it together. I did all the design and I'm excited to show you. I assume that you did the design, and I want to hear that you're excited. Hearing that you've compiled it is kind of like, okay, like you like put stuff together. Really try to sell that like this is good and this is the work that you're super proud of. Hello, Michelle. What's going on over here? Welcome to Office Hours.
What's going on over here? I love that.
Nick Longo and Andrew Hochradel. We are doing portfolio reviews.
What's up,
and
Michelle?
Giving you feedback to help level up your portfolio. So yeah, the show reel is super nice. I'm actually going to scrub through this because I feel like I'm turning into the Simon. But here's the thing: you can hate me for an hour, and then hopefully you'll realize that I was helpful down the road. I'm literally going to scrub through this, and I think that I'll be able to call out what the student work is. I think that there's work here that shows personal project that you were excited about, and I think that there is work that is student work that you were assigned. And so I'm just going to scrub through it one more time and just call out. So Childish Gambino, this is a personal project. It's great. I can see that you're excited about it. Yeah. This feels like something that was assigned in the Snowflake. It feels like the animation quality, both the illustration and the motion, are lower than the rest of the things that you've shown. It's not as refined. I think the illustration style is fun, but it's not to a high level of some of the other stuff. I think the camping thing is something that you were personally excited about. It was probably assigned as a project, but it looks like you actually bought into it. Continuing through, I think the Shoulders of Giants, the business card, I think this was an assigned project that you put together. This, to me, is a lower level of the other work that's in here. I think, agree. Yep, the calendar, again, looks like something that was a practice. The same with the gravestone. Looks like, I was trying to learn how to zoom or how to do perspective. There isn't really a story or a why behind that for me, and I always want to look at the why. This scene of what I believe is maybe Tokyo, that building in the back looks like Tokyo. This is fantastic, and this is something that I'm like, whoa. This should maybe be earlier in that reel, and really show off that piece, because I think it's incredible illustration.
With the hanging lanterns and everything. Looks great.
And the ESDL, to me, feels like I just cut to an ad that I'm like, why is there an ad in the middle of your show reel?
It does feel that way a lot.
Especially, and I don't think it would if there was other stuff that related to this. You need to
Yeah.
make sure that you're introducing people to a world with your work. And to me, this is so outside of the world that you're showing and that you're bringing us into that it kind of jarred me out of it.
Yes.
The phone is great, super fun, super quirky, and I think the rest of these projects,
Good colors.
the rest of the things feel like you. And so I would just pare that down and say, what are you trying to say as a creative, and how do you want to say that? And I think the refined illustrations, the bright colors, that all feels like you, especially with the type that you're using. I don't think some of that, it lives up to what you're selling. And so I would just kill that. Even if it's a shorter show reel, maybe have the show reel at the top and then put the illustrations down below, because the illustrations are really good.
Yeah. I'm going to start right at the very top. I think I like the font choice you have for your own self-branding, but it's a bit awkward because of the all caps. So you got a few of those W's and those U's that are making some funky negative space. I would just recommend going upper and lowercase. I like the font choice. Just go upper and lower with what you're doing there. And I think it'll be easier to read, and it'll be just perfect as a cool little typeset, well-branded thing. You don't need anything else but that, you know?
Yep.
I love I hate to say it, I love your one response about the ESDL. Does look like there is an ad just blaring right in front of me in this other area that is just so fun and colorful. And I think if you take what Andrew said as some of those edits, the stuff that you have remaining blown up and done in bigger proportion will make you look so much more confident as not only just a designer, and all the color choices you have in a few of those are just so perfect. I want to see that. So when you take out that other stuff, you've just elevated this portfolio like ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
Less is more.
Hi,
Less is more
Leon.
on this.
Leon is in the chat. Students, if you want to connect with someone and follow someone who does amazing illustration work, follow Leon, reach out to him. He will give you feedback on your stuff. He is invested in the design community and will be super helpful. All right, we're not going to keep hounding on you, but I do want to get in some more of your projects, Adam. And I think the takeaways there for general, actually, we'll wait to the end until we get through this to give our general takeaways.
Yeah.
But let's hop into some of these projects that we talked about, maybe feeling a little more like student work. And what I'm noticing immediately is all of the things that we were excited about in your show reel are not projects on the main page. So like the San Francisco illustration, I don't see here. The camping illustration, the mail thing that is movement, none of that is here. It's all the things that we had said felt like student work. And so I would literally probably kill a lot of these projects and then reintroduce them. So there's some more work in here let's go into the looping GIFs zone.
Oh yeah. Okay. Quick question before we get in there.
Yeah.
When you see that homepage and you're a bit more into motion than I am, do you like seeing it in that odd different shapes and different size grid, or do you want to see it more uniform? Because when you go to looping GIFs and I see them in nice tiles, to me that feels a little easier on the eye and this looks refreshing. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really mind it. I think if you're making a statement with it, then if it's intentional, then it should stay. It doesn't feel intentional, but it does feel like it's a statement with some of your work is very big and bold. And so I don't mind it, but I think if you're more intentional about why these are huge, I think that and why they're a little wonky, I think that would really sell it for me.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So we're in looping GIFs now, right?
Yeah.
Great. Cool.
Yeah. And again, I think I can sense as your client the pieces that you're excited about, that you invested in, and the pieces that you were assigned to you had to do.
Yes.
This logo piece is incredible. The way that you're animating all those logos together.
Yeah, I love that.
But then next to it, the burger time feels like a student project that you were assigned to. And so I think just curating the things, and maybe your professors are like, these are good projects, you should put these in there. My advice is always challenge your professors. If you have something, and I'm a professor, and even if you have something that's oh, they said to do this, they said to do that. If you have something to say and you have something that you want to showcase, fight them on it and do what you feel is right to you. And even with our advice, if you're I want to keep all this, go for it. If you have a statement to make and can back it up, totally go for it, and then see how it works out. Making a choice is better than not making a choice and just doing something because someone's telling you to.
Yeah. And because it's your name, it's your reputation on this afterwards. So challenge them, ask other opinions. Always a great thing to do, for sure. That's why we're here, right? This is great.
That's what we're here to do. Let's hop
Perfect.
out of this because I want to see how you present like a cohesive project. Let's go into okay, so something else that I'm seeing here is I'm looking for like a full project.
Yeah.
All of these are grouped into just categories. I would much rather see them as projects. And to me, pulling all of this to a main page would make it feel so much more intentional that instead of having like motion collabs, it goes through a bunch of kind of different videos as we scroll through here, just having those on one page. And then even going down to your lyric videos at the bottom. I can't play these, but you have a couple lyric videos. Put these on the main page.
That'd be fun, right?
Yeah, stack it all on that main page and almost just be like overwhelming with the amount.
Yep. Yeah.
Buzz cut boys. Yes, I did it. I also shaved my mustache because I kept touching my face. And so I'm like, it has to go. Cool.
That's great.
So let's have overall thoughts for Adam and then do overall thoughts of how this can apply to everyone.
Yeah. I think it's a streamlined thing. It's a confidence thing, getting it more in tune with the things that you really feel passionate about and that you don't get those ones out of there. I was even looking at the Shoulders of Giant one. There's some really good stuff in there. You have that really great shot of like the furniture and like what looks like an office setup. There's some great stuff in that if you get into some of those details. So it's like really, if that was the whole project and that's how it was delivered to you, it's okay to change it up for your portfolio. Make it for you and what you want to show as your strengths. Obviously with your branding and everything and kind of refreshing what you have up there. I just think too, it seems like a navigation thing. I want to see more when I get to this that helps me figure out where to go, what button to press, how they're grouped, and then get them more into project-based buckets, not just so much this, and this. Help us guide through here, because remember, this is speaking for you when you're not there. So the more you give a viewer some sense of guide and path, you got them, and they'll really enjoy and they'll be locked into your work.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my overarching thought is to make a decision on what you're going to be and who you're going to be as a designer. I think if you are going to just throw it at the wall and be like, I just want to show everything, I want to be big, bold, boisterous, and just like put all of it out there, like have no categories, put all your work on that page, everything's different sizes. And we'll look at my editorial portfolio next week. And that's the zone that I'm in for editorial work is, people are like, put up your 5 best project. I literally have 96 projects and nothing is clickable. It's just scroll and they're all overlapping. Because I'm trying to make a statement as a designer. If you're trying to niche yourself, like really go for it. And it feels like you're stuck in the middle here of how do I professionally present these as if they were projects and campaigns, but then also have these one-off things. If you want to be one-off, do one-off, and if you want to show diversity, throw all that diversity. It's not a wrong way or a right way. It's deciding who you want to be as a designer and how you want to communicate that.
Definitely.
Good
recap. Yep. That was great.
Cool.
Awesome.
Chat. Here's a question for chat. When you're looking at your other students' portfolios, when you're doing like a group critique, or when you're in class, or even if you're in a Zoom meeting looking at projects, do you have any things that you recognize as you go through those that you're like, man, everyone is doing this, X, Y, or Z, whether it's a mock-up or whatever? Do you have any things that you see people do all the time? Because we'd love to talk about those, of maybe how you can augment to separate yourself, because they are your classmates, they are your friends, but you also want to be individual when showing against them. So let us know if you see anything in your critiques that you recognize as like, man, everyone in my class is doing this.
Yeah. And what do you miss about them? Because we've been doing them online, and I'm curious to know if it's getting better with the critique because it's not live in the class, and the virtual side of it has been really surprisingly great. And we're doing them in like 2.5, 3 hour sessions. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, what other things are working? What do you gravitate to when you see something really great on the wall that you kind of like have to shout out about, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Same mock-ups. That's a great one. Yeah. Seeing the same mock-ups over and over again. Guys, Adobe Dimension is by far the thing that will solve that problem for sure.
Yep. A lot of people with too much copy. I agree. Yep. Trying to really explain yourself instead of letting the work speak for itself. Yeah. Copy is meant to set a context for what that content is and saying, here is where we are. Experience it however you want to. Yes. And no more graphs. Okay. So this is my pet peeve is if in your portfolio or on your website, you have a graph that shows like stars or how good you are in each program. That's like a carpenter coming to your house and being like, I'm 3 stars in hammer. I can build you a cupboard. Then I'm like, yeah, of course you should be able to use a hammer. As creatives, these are our tools, and you don't have to justify how good you are at any of them. You can say that like maybe I have a specialty in illustration or photo editing, and that helps. But don't ever put those things on there.
It's a given that you should have the Creative Cloud knowledge, right? The one I saw a couple of days ago was actually telling me how good they were in Adobe Acrobat, and I thought that was hilarious. Like, put that in as a joke. No, I'm just kidding. But for sure, that's just filler, I think, and make sure you're being really, really strong about that. So no graphs. I do see a good student there that we met through CancelCon, but Noah, I see you're on there. If you want to drop a link to your portfolio, incredible work, just such a great, confident student designer. Feel free to put that on there for sure. The mock-ups, 100%. If you're not using Adobe Dimension by now, get in there. And they just put out a great update yesterday. It now has 3D type. It's unbelievable what you can do on there. So you can eliminate having all the same looking mock-ups and things out there because you're building them more from scratch. So give it a shot.
Absolutely. And someone asked about how to use Adobe Portfolio. Maybe we'll look at that next week and show you a little bit of in-depth. We got about 7 minutes or so to take a look at Ashley Roy. So let's hop over to Ashley Roy's real quick.
Ashley, are you with us?
Into that.
I hope we're here because this one, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really good.
Question regarding the skills. Do companies want to know about the skills? Are they hired based on that? No. Companies want to see good work. It doesn't matter.
And it's based on the qualification.
Yep. If you sketch on a pencil and paper, there is some other designer there that can help you convert that. It is if you can do good work, you'll figure out how to make it work, and you can get hired with good work. I mean, if you want to do production work, you can sell on like you're really good at InDesign or whatever. But if you want to do creative work, just have good work.
The skill they want to see is, camaraderie, hardworking, innovative with whatever it is. It's a given that you have these other things that are going to be what you come to the table with. So for sure, make it more about what you bring to the table and what benefit it's going to make to the client or to the job.
Yep. And let's hop in with Ashley Roy real quick. We're going to look at 2 projects. We're going to look at a good one and one that I think is not as strong. And
Ashley, are you with us?
Yes. Hello, Ashley. Say hello in chat if you're there.
Yeah.
Companies want to see good work. Yes. And I love the periods between that, but you need like the claps. Like companies need to see good work. Like for the people in the back, it's just about good work. Speaking of good work, let's hop into this Crystal Light project before we run out of time. I'm so bad at managing time.
Look at how fast this has gone. My gosh, dude.
I know.
This is great. One, I want to show, I love her little insignia, her brand mark, what she has up there. Really, really well done. Yep. Love that. So we're in Crystal Light now, right?
Yes.
All right. This looks fantastic.
It does. And I think that you've built out a great system to showcase. We talked about this of having something that's simple and making it really complex, right? That you have a logo and you have some illustrations, but then you show it in so many different ways. And this is what clients want to see. They want to see how diverse you can be with a concept, right? I understand your thought process that, okay, Crystal Light, it's on a glass. Yeah, that's fine. Like, why are these other people here? Okay, cool. It feels like more of a lifestyle brand. Okay. I'm like buying that for sure. Like here they are at the beach. Okay, cool. I get that people are just like into the lifestyle of like Crystal Light being like LaCroix, right? That it's something you just do. And then you show like, oh, maybe it's a martini. Maybe it's in a pouch now. here it is on a tote. You have to have it on a tote. And then
Yep.
I love
Can it tote.
that you did a crossover with Reebok. That it is the most out of nowhere, like, oh, what if it was leggings? Because that goes together. To me, shows you're not just a designer, you're thinking creatively. What can
You've
we
collabed.
collab?
Yes.
Yep. How can we market
100%.
this? And that is a huge sell for me.
And not the two most like brands you would think right off the bat would work together, you know? So picking a challenge is fantastic. 100%. Yeah. This looks great.
And you thought so much about the brand application of putting it on this like trailer with the sign above it. Like, you got it.
Yeah. I might say it's the only thing I would basically critique here is the presentation of it. If I feel like I'm seeing mood board after mood board after mood board, and yet you have so much work in all of those little cubes, I want to see them bigger. And you could probably drop a few of the lifestyle images that don't have a lot of your actual original branding in there, and then blow up these big ones. I want to see scale goes different. So you get one big close-up, then you one big shot that's like zoomed out. Then you go back to another close-up. And like we were talking about earlier, this thing on a full stretch wide screen would look absolutely beautiful. Really, really something. So give me variety in your scaling of these crops, because right now it's just tiles after tiles. And I want to see, you go to that one where you got all your Crystal Light packaging on that nice countertop. It feels a little refreshing, right? There's some room to breathe. So get that variety going into there. Really, really nice.
Yep, I agree. Just let it breathe and show, like, really let the work speak for itself, because it is the flex of like, this is good and I can do a whole bunch of good. But sometimes you can have too much good. It's like if you, you're proposing to someone and you're like, hey client, will you marry me? And they're like, yes. And you're like, but I'll be loyal forever. And they're like, yes. And you're like, but like, I also will like care for you forever. And they're like, yes. Like, like, don't oversell it. Once you get the yes, don't go past the yes. And you force the yes real early. That it's like, wow, this is good work. And then it was too much of that sell of like, yes, like I said, yes, this is great. I don't need as much. Cool. Let's hop into,
can I make one other suggestion on this real quick?
Yes.
If you're rebranding a brand in your portfolio, really emphasize what the reason was. She has a very small blurb in there that says, with a new emphasis on sustainability. That's got to be, I want to know why you rebranded this, and then I'll judge you if you did the job right. So make sure that's up front when you are rebranding anything in your portfolio.
I agree. Cool. Let's hop in. We have like literally 2 minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
Go so fast. Let's hop into this strong rope ale. So looking at some of the other work in your portfolio and then getting down to the bottom, it seems like you're including projects just to include them to have 10. You have, I think,
Andrew will find those.
8 or 9 projects. If you have something at the bottom, that's where I'm scrolling, because I'm like, why are you hiding this work? I don't think you need this in your portfolio. There's not enough built out. I think compared to the Crystal Light, it's not as well showcased. I think that the work is good. It's not your best work, I don't think, that you have in your portfolio. I think this type poster has little things that you could improve and kind of change. This to me feels like student work. And I think because there's only 3, that it's not to the level of that Crystal Light project. I don't want to see it.
And that's a great point. Balancing these out. You can't just put one in that's so robust and then have a second one that's a little lackluster, you know?
Yep. And it's labeled Student Project 2018, and this has the Crystal Light 2019. So I don't need that early student work when you've graduated to a student of this level. You're good.
But I do want to call it that everything else we looked at on the side note was just beautiful. You really did a great job, Ashley. This is such a nice, I think it's confident, great vibe, really good.
Cool. So again, let's cut back to our link. If we want to pointy, you can go to this link. It is right in the info tab, and that is our Slack channel. That's where you can get connected and hang out and post your portfolios. And again, if you want to get your portfolio featured on this segment, we'll be back again next week at the same time. Next week is our second pilot, so if you enjoy this, let Adobe know.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
And post your work using hashtag Adobe Office Hours. You can tweet us links. You can tag it on Behance, and yeah, get connected, get engaged, and hopefully this will be something that we can do for a long while to help you guys keep leveling up your portfolios. We already have some ideas of future shows.
Totally.
And feel free to tweet at Nick or I. I'm just
Absolutely.
Andrew Hochradel, my name on Twitter. Nick, I believe you're Longo Designs.
Longo Designs Inc. Yes,
Yep,
on
Longo
Twitter,
Designs Inc.
and
on
Longo
Twitter.
Designs on Instagram.
So,
and let us know what we could do differently. This is changing every week now for us, and particularly for you guys. So give us those tips. Anything you want us to do, we're going to cover it for sure.
Yep. And just tweet at us or post in chat.
What's up, Andy?
And hello, friends. Yeah. Next week, what are we doing next week, Nick? Let us know so they have something to look forward to.
Next week, we're going to share a little behind the scenes on our current state of our portfolios. And we promise you, we are not going in there to freshen them up or anything, but we want to show you them as is. And we want to get critique from you as well. Can't believe we're doing that, but why not? Let's do it.
We're going to open up to chat and let you guys roast us. And just as a preview for the hot mess and the difference in portfolio real quick, I'm just going to show you a quick 30-second of the page that I use for my portfolio that we talked about making a statement. This is my current site, and it is a statement. It is a ton of work thrown on top of each other. And so we'll go through a little bit of the thought process behind that, or the refined work that you'll see on Nick's website, which I believe is just longodesigns.com.
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
So the contrast is we go over here, and Nick's portfolio is very structured. So next week we'll be going through those two. And again, there's no wrong answers. It's just the preference of what you want to say as a designer. So come back same time next week.
Absolutely.
And yeah, any closing thoughts, Nick?
Man, I can't wait to see what everybody does. And now that you see what we've done and what the model here, bring in your portfolios, use it. I think what's great is everybody we hear from both Andrew and I have done a ton of these in the last few days. People really love the feedback, and we want to help you. That's all we're doing. That's the only reason we're here, to help you get through this and have a solid portfolio in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Stick around. I believe there's another stream after us. I didn't look at who it is, but let's cut to them. Hi, other person who's taking over.
It's someone great.
Yeah, stick around and learn something. So we'll talk to you guys next week, same time, same place, behance.net/live at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Fridays with Nick and Andrew for office hours. Bye.